Today we're going to be looking at Stellar Blade, which is a new action RPG from a developer called Shift Up, but technically it's not Shift Up because Shift Up is a company called Shift Up Corporation, which is a game developer that was created to make mobile games. The first game that they made, Destiny Child. So that's a game that some people may know. They also made a game that I've heard of, that a lot of people have probably heard of, Goddess of Victory Nike, which is famous for a certain style of gameplay, which, you know, is cool. It's pretty cool. And so not technically Shift Up Corporation. This is their subsidiary, which is Shift Up Second Eve Studio. I think the game was called Project Eve, if I'm remembering correctly, but now it is called Stellar Blade. So Stellar Blade action RPG, AAA game. This is a second-party PlayStation title, so this has a lot of money going into it, a lot of development going into it from Sony themselves as well. They've put it into that tier of games that they're making it exclusive to PS5, and they're putting their own efforts into it as well. So Shift Up, this is a company that has the studio head, who is also creative director, was an artist for some old games. Magna Carta, so that is an old PS2 game. The sequel came out on Xbox 360, Magna Carta 2. He worked with Softmax, which is a very famous Korean developer that's been around for a long time, that did this entire series called War of Genesis, which is something that never really made it to North America in any sort of way, from what I can tell. But Magna Carta did. Not as well known, I don't think, or well received here in the US. I really wish War of Genesis would have made it to North America, because there are just so many games in that series that look so cool. I'm not sure if they were actually great or anything, but yeah, so this guy, Kim Hyung Tae, he has a very deep history of working in the games industry. So this isn't a new guy. He is somebody that's been around, and he has this new studio that he's bringing up, AAA studio, and this is going to be a very big game, it seems like. So let's go ahead and jump into this trailer and take a look at what this game is going to look like. I think personally it reminds me a lot of games like Nier Automata. Has that sort of machine-like desolate quality. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, so it has a lot of that aspect to it, kind of a deserty area, which is a lot of what my brain points towards Nier Automata for. Also kind of reminds me of like Bayonetta and those sorts of games, Devil May Cry, in terms of the combat. So that is something that's actually pretty exciting. Those games have very active combat that is very fun to look at, I guess I would say, which is a great thing. So this is going to have some RPG aspects to it. So it's that action RPG style. You're going to be getting different quests from people that you meet out in the world. Maybe a quest from these little robot dudes as well. I could definitely see that being a thing. And this is the main character, so this is the character that you'll be playing throughout the majority of the game. Looks like you have a little drone with you too, so that's another nod towards Nier Automata for me. Have these giant monsters. Looks like that thing had a hand on its head, or its head was a hand. That's cool. Speaking of hands. Yeah, so this is like combination of biological being slash machine. Very, very flashy visuals. Looks like there's these big boss encounters that you'll be running into as you're rolling through the game. And some parts of it kind of remind me of that like cyberpunk style too. We have the integration of cybernetics into human beings in a very cyberpunk way. These are some of the other characters that you'll be meeting along the way. A lot of this game is going to have that aspect of it, that awe that you feel in some of these games with the amazing visuals that you're seeing, the backgrounds with giant things that you're seeing. A lot of big sci-fi moments. They're going with shock and awe, basically. Which I'm totally down for. I loved Nier Automata. So anything that has like a visual style that's kind of similar to that is good with me. This seems to be even more like complex. Looking at the art and the various monsters and characters that you're seeing, there's a complexity to them that's very cool. Just fun to look at. So there is Stellar Blade. So that is going to be coming out April 26th, I think. April 26th, 2024. It will be coming out in a couple of months. And you'll be able to get it on PS5. It is a PS5 exclusive because it is a second-party game from Sony. I think it's the first Korean second-party game. The first Korean developer to join Sony's second-party program. So that's a pretty big deal for them. It's kind of deserved. It's people from that company have been in the industry for a long time, since the Softmax days, Magna Carta. So that's been like 15 years at this point, maybe 20 years. I don't even know. It's been a while. So very cool to see a company from Korea getting this sort of opportunity to make a very huge AAA single player experience. So we kind of get different viewpoints on how these sorts of games can be done. Sounds really fun to me. And the game looks great. Everything that I've seen of it so far lives up to the name for sure. It looks like a big combination of stellar graphics and blades flying all over the place. Totally down for that. Action RPG. April 26th. So let's hope it's good.